Okay, San Fernando Valley Dude is back. I'm over here on the corner of Topanga Canyon and Mulholland Street, and I want to give you guys some history about going down Topanga Canyon from Mulholland all the way down to Victory Boulevard and what has changed and what I remember. I was born out here in the valley, 1961. I've lived actually right over that hill over there off a street called Caneo Avenue. So we're going to start here with Topanga Canyon and we're going to head down toward Victory Boulevard. So anyway, just to get started here, back when I was a young lad, we used to come up here all the time. And over across the street over here, a lot of traffic today, and it's very hot out in the valley, by the way, 100 degrees today, which I remember a lot, the heat back in the old days. But anyway, over here is a little gully right off Topanga, and when we were kids, there used to be a little homeless encampment down there. We called it Hobo Town, believe it or not. There was some old cardboard and wooden little shacks set up down over here in the gully down in this area, but there's nothing there right now. It's been cleared out for a long time. We actually had one homeless guy, if I remember, back in the valley years ago. There's probably a couple of them, but the one I do remember, his name was Carl, and we used to see him walking up and down Ventura Boulevard all the time. I'm sure he had a couple of friends or something that lived over here. We would find old bottles of booze and things kind of just over in that area, and we kind of tried to avoid it as kids. It was a little kind of scary when we were, you know, young lads. So as we pan up here, this is like toward Topanga Canyon, or toward the beach off Topanga Canyon, which takes you right to Topanga Beach. But this whole area has changed a lot, and not. This is a dirt little road that actually starts, actually it's not dirt, because there's a paved area right here that kind of ends, and this paved area goes all the way up the street up toward Canoga Avenue, and then it turns into dirt Mulholland. And over off to the left over here is a little dirt area. We used to take our motorcycles and mini bikes when we were kids and zip up the dirt road, and it was just a lot of fun zipping around up here. This house was not here, and all of these little structures. The fellow that purchased this house on the corner actually added all these cactuses and plants and whatever in this area here. It made it really nice, kind of a nice little area. Even has these beautiful angels up here at the entryway. But yeah, again, none of this was here many years ago, but it's kind of cool now as you drive by. It's a beautiful home on the corner, and he actually put some cactus on the other side of the street. You can see it over there as well. But if we move over here real quick, this is the little dirt road. We would take our motorcycles and mini bikes up and zip right up here, which would take you right up to dirt Mulholland, and it's just a lot of fun when we were kids. So anyway, Topanga and Mulholland, we're going to head down Topanga Canyon toward Victory, and I'll give you as much history as I remember. Nothing has really changed in this area, except what I do remember is that when we were young, they were just starting to put in the storm drains over here, and all of this was dug up. And there's something there I'd like to show you, so I'm going to pull over right up here into the red, which I don't want to. It'll just be a second. Yeah, all this was dug up and they were putting in the storm drains, and they were big storm drains with the manholes and everything, and we would actually go down in there and ride our bikes down in there. It was really fun and really cool. So all of this whole area, there's big sewer systems underneath, which there wasn't many years ago. And again, it was a lot of fun zipping down there when you're a kid with your bicycle into all the storm drains and whatnot. I wanted to see if I can turn around over here in my car, show you this. Back in that corner over there, not where the blue tarp is, but to the left. Let me get a good shot here. That's the home of Reed Rondell, who I had in a previous video that you can see before on my skating in the San Fernando Valley. But all those trees and everything where you see on the left side of that little road, which I believe is Independencia Street, right off Ybarra and Topanga Canyon, that's where Reed lived. And you can see that house in another video. So now we're going to head down toward Dumetz. Okay, we're going to start here. Now we're looking south toward the beach, right before Dumetz on Topanga Canyon. Mulholland's just up the road. I remember this house. Our friend the Cranes actually lived here before they moved to the street Caneo Avenue where we grew up. A UPS driver coming by. But that was the Cranes house. And we're going to go across the street over here, and where you see the Amici Pizza, that used to be a Jacques Pizza. And Jacques had definitely the best pizza. They had these killer sub sandwiches that we used to get. And on the corner to the left of that was a beauty shop. It looks like a little boutique shop. But there was a beauty shop there and hair cutting for many years. And if we look into that little shopping mall over here, there's things that I remember and don't remember. Obviously, it's been a long time, but most of these places I don't remember, but I know that there was a little dress shop over here, a real estate office, and if you look straight ahead over there on the corner where it says, is that Bead Lounge and Smoke Shop? That used to be Oz. I'm trying to get my camera here. That used to be Oz Records. And it was a record shop that had a little area in the back with curtains and whatnot, and you can go back there and find all the smoking material, you know, like water pipes and that kind of thing back in those days. You could actually buy that stuff, but they had it behind the curtain with a lot of black lights and black light posters, if anybody remembers those, which was kind of cool. And it was a little record shop. All of us would go in there and buy our records, and it was really kind of a cool place to hang out. And my brother actually, when the place closed, there was an old Queen poster that was in the windowsill that he asked him if he could have, and they gave it to him, and that thing is probably very valuable now, because I've never seen this Queen poster before, and he still has it framed, and it's really cool. And I'll see if I can get him to get a picture for me one of these days. I'm not sure if he has it hung up in his new house or not, or if it's in storage, but it's really awesome. And from the band Queen. But that's all I remember of this little area here. That liquor store now has been here forever. Same liquor store. That's been there as long as I remember. And then we kind of go over to this side. Now this side, I believe, where there were houses here, and then a dirt lot on the corner. Now, I don't remember much about this side for some reason, but we would come down. My house was right up here, off of Independencia, and then a little street, and then Caneo Avenue. So I would walk down here, us kids, with picking up bottles, putting them in our little wagons and whatnot, and we we would walk down the streets down here, and I'll come down here in a moment. Okay, I'm on the corner of Dumet Street and Topanga Canyon. A lot of things have changed here. It still have some original structures. Again, my home was up there. Haven't walked down this sidewalk in ages. And that's where the pizza place was, Jacques. And right over here is where Oz Records was. And we have the liquor store, still the same. Building behind it, I believe, was an empty lot. And if we pan over here, that was a flower shop for many years where it says House of Trees now. Maybe it's still a flower shop, House of Trees. And actually that little white building over there, that was a Vans shoe store. You could tell by the top of it. I remember that. You could go buy your Vans tennis shoes back there back in the 70s, I think. It was a Vans, 70s and the early 80s. That little house next door was just somebody's home. Now it's a little business. But if we pan over this way, this is where Gary's Market was. And all us kids used to come down here and bring our bottles of soda or pop or whatever you call it, empty bottles, and bring them over to Gary's, cash them in, and buy a bunch of candy and head back home. We were kind of free-range kids back then. We would leave the house early, and our parents had no idea where we were all day long, but we had a ball down here. There wasn't as much traffic too down Topanga. But again, now it's a Starbucks. Used to be Gary's Market. I think it was owned by Gary Thomas, I think. It was a Thomas family. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe they went to our schools with us. I think it was the Thomases. But anyway, Gary's Market was awesome. Really great local store that everybody went to. And again, over here, I think this was just an empty lot. Maybe a house on the corner. But this has been like this for a while, actually. But when I was growing up, I don't remember really anything in this area. I think it was an empty lot. Again, there's looking up Dumet Street, across over here to Topanga and Dumet. So now we're going to head down and see what else we could find. Okay, still at Dumet and Topanga. That's where the Gary's Market used to be. It's now a Starbucks. But I believe all of this was Gary's Market, this whole structure. And this place, I think, was a drugstore that we used to go to. It had a back entrance you could go through, and I see it through the window, actually. But it was our local drugstore. They had a Christian Science reading room right here where the Quilt Emporium was. And a barber shop, I believe, was down there. And I'm not sure about the rest at this point. Still looking across the street, that was an old Vans shoe store there. You remember how they all looked. They all had that kind of rooftop with the awning, Vans shoes. And then over here, that's the Rib Ranch. Really some of the best ribs and barbecue chicken in town. The Rib Ranch was originally owned by these two twins, Bernie and Lenny. I can't even think of their last name now. It's been a long time. They still have a sign up there. It says Bernie and Lenny. It's actually owned by a friend of mine. We purchased the business from them years ago. And now these kids run it. And it's a great little place for ribs and chicken. And now they have live music outside and a nice little patio. Okay, we're leaving Dumet and Topanga, heading down Topanga Canyon north. And none of this has changed at all, except maybe these traffic signals and crosswalks. But all the houses are still here. There's a lot of duplexes too around here. Been here a long time. So we're heading toward Ventura Boulevard, and definitely some changes over there at Topanga and Ventura. And I will give you an update when we get there. So that's where we're at. That was always a cool house here on the corner. It's changed a lot. We called it a haunted house when we were kids. But I remember that place. Okay, we're on the corner of Avenue San Luis in Topanga Canyon. Just a little bit south of Ventura Boulevard. Now this building has been here a long time. I can't remember, it's a dentistry office now. I can't remember what it was back then. Maybe somebody can enlighten me on that. But I do remember the Chevron station used to be a Texaco station a long time ago, as I would say. And we're going to look across the street. Now across the street used to be a few things. If I remember over here, with that kind of green looking building there, that was a post office, I believe. And before it moved down the street, but after the post office it turned into a slot car racing place where us kids would go there and play and use our slot cars, which was a lot of fun. It was a big hangout over there. And let's see, next to that, I think right here was the old dairy. They had a drive-through Altadena, I believe, dairy that you could drive up to and get whatever you needed real quick. Just pull your car under the awning and get out and grab some milk and juice or whatever and bread. I do remember gas was like 96 cents a gallon or less when I was driving. I first got my license back in 1977, I think. Now look at it now in California. Pretty crazy. 538, 549. Ridiculous. But again, here's the slot car place. Okay, here we are, just 100 yards or so down from park my car, still off Avenue San Luis. I think there was always a car place here, car repair, but again, don't remember that. Right here at this Rockland Academy, these big open doors here, you would go through and there was a big swimming pool inside. My brother actually learned how to swim here. I remember going swimming here, but I didn't learn how to swim here like he did when he was little. But it was like a swimming academy that locals could come down here and just jump in the pool. There's actually a pool inside. Years later they paved it over to where now there's like a courtyard in there. Unless they built inside, I don't know. The door is shut down. There's a guy standing here, so I don't want to bother him. But anyway, yeah, there was a pool actually inside this structure here. And if we go over here, it is still Woodland Hills Camera. This has been here a long time. Woodland Hills Camera in the dark room. Still around. It's been around for a long time. Haven't been in there in ages. This building, I believe, wasn't here. I don't remember much about this particular structure. We got down here, but not as much as we did when we were little, way up there toward Dumet. And I'm thinking maybe that dairy, the drive-through dairy, could have been here where the Topanga Auto Body was. It was either here or up just a little bit further up there. So somebody please let me know if you remember. And not sure about these structures. Don't remember much about this. I do remember there was a restaurant here, which there still is, but it's changed hands quite a few times. But my mother was telling me it was kind of a medieval themed restaurant, which I don't remember too much, but it's now a new restaurant over there. And as we come down over here, this Coin Laundry has been here forever. And next to it was an Independent Glass, which has been here forever, still going on. And next to that was a Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is now a barber shop. Right here in the center divider, what I remember here is every year at Christmas time, right by these trees, they had a nativity scene set up, and these trees were lit up with Christmas lights and everything, which was really beautiful. And that was really awesome. A beautiful nativity scene right on the grass over here. And these trees have been here forever, as long as I remember. And as we pan toward over here, this is Ventura Boulevard and Topanga Canyon. So we're going to go over there and tell you what's new over there. This place, I don't remember. I know it wasn't a kids' dental and orthodontics facility, but I don't remember what was here either. So please help me if you remember. Put your comments in on my into the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my video. And you know, I was talking to my brother. I talked to my mother. Talked to my best friend who's lived here since he was 8 years old. I kind of been here since I was 2 in the Woodland Hills area. Asked him about what he remembers. He couldn't remember anything. He blames it on when he was in his mother's womb. The umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck, so he said he was either going to be they told his parents that either he was going to be dead or mentally challenged. And so I'm guessing he's since he's alive now, he's still mentally challenged and doesn't remember anything. But he allowed me to throw that comment in there because I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, now we're coming up to Ventura Boulevard. It's just over here. Walking around, that's where the old restaurant, medieval restaurant, Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is now a Floyd's Barber Shop. We drive through right here, Kentucky Fried Chicken. This gas station has been here forever. It's changed hands many times, but we're going to turn right here because this is kind of an interesting area in Ventura and Topanga. This Franklin's Hardware has been here forever. This was the place where we all used to get all our things that we need from a hardware store. Still Franklin's. You go inside, nothing's changed. I was in there the other day. And if we pop through this way, I remember there was a not a drum store, a music store and a pet shop over here. Just for fun, we'll pull over real quick. So one of these buildings right here is real close to the corner. There was J.B. Wilson Music, and to tell you an interesting story about that, I was a little kid and had a little motorcycle, a little Honda Trail 70, and I went in there one day and I saw this red Gretsch drum set that I had to have as a kid. I was probably like 8 years old at the time, 9 maybe, somewhere around in that area. Had to have the drum set. I made a deal with the owner to trade my Honda 70 for the drum set, which he did, and I ended up taking lessons there as well. I wish I had the drum set. I ended up giving it to my brother years later. I started playing other instruments, but too bad we didn't have that Gretsch because it's a classic now, and it was really cool. And then there was a pet shop here, which we got our first pets. We got a little Chihuahua. My brother still brings up the old story about how he's still upset and traumatized to this day that I got to pick out the Chihuahua dog because there was a couple of them in there, and I'm the one that chose that one particular one, and he wanted the other one, and my parents went and sided with me and got this particular Chihuahua. And yeah, my brother is still in his 60s, 2 years older than me to this day. We were born on the same day. I was born in 61, so he was 59. Still traumatized over the Chihuahua story, brings it up all the time. But anyway, don't remember what else was in this little strip center that much, except for the music store and the pet store, which you know, we used to go in all the time. There's still a liquor store on the corner. Let's go up this way. And then we're going to pull in across the street here. But yeah, this liquor, you can even see the sign. It's like the original sign. And there was a newsstand. Oh, the newsstand is still there. Still have the outside newsstand here, which has been here for as long as I remember as well. So I'm going to pull back over here and just do a U-turn and get over back to Topanga and Ventura. Here is actually, this was the backside, by the way, of the pet store. No, the pet store was over here. Oh, it's still a California Pet Center. There you go. And right here was the music store, J.B. Wilson. Remember J.B. Wilson, by the way, his niece was Jodie Foster, the movie actress, and he had pictures of her all over the place. She was just a young movie star at the time. Actually, she wasn't a big movie star, but she did a lot of, you know, as a young girl, did a lot of movies and TV shows as a young kid, and then became the famous movie star Jodie Foster. So anyway, that's another side story, but here we are behind everything over here, and I'm going to move across the street. There's another tidbit right next to the liquor store across the street. This used to be Picardi and Sons tuxedo rental in here. When we graduated junior high school, myself and quite a few of my friends actually dressed up in tuxedos and for junior high, and we all rented our tuxedos here at Picardi and Sons. Okay, I'm on the corner of Topanga Canyon and Ventura Boulevard. There's the Franklin's Hardware. Been here as long as I remember. Still looks exactly the same inside. Again, I was there not too long ago. They have a lot of stuff that you can't find at Home Depot and things. And there's the gas station. That's been here a long time, but it's changed hands. I think it was a 76 station back then. But here we are at Topanga and Ventura. There's some shots and old pictures of this area. When it was called Girard initially, Woodland Hills. It's named after the Girard, I guess his last name was. And there's old pictures. I'll see if I can find them online of this corner here. But there's the restaurant over there. Don't remember. I think there was a bank, but it didn't look like that. But we're going to switch over here real quick. And back over here, now behind, looks like they're doing some building and remodeling behind these little trees over here. This used to be a Thrifty drugstore. And next to Thrifty, there was a little local movie theater called the ART movie theater. Let's see if we can get over here. The Art movie theater. And next to the Art movie theater, where this Petco is, as you can see it through the trees. We're going to get over here. The Petco area, stumbling through the grass here. Petco used to be a Hamburger Hamlet. Does anybody remember Hamburger Hamlet? With the best hamburgers and these big juicy burgers, and it was really dark inside, I remember, but it was really a great place for dinner. And I remember my brother and I used to love to go there for dinner with the family. And next to that, like this little area right here, kind of right where that Petco sign, the small one is, that was the Art Theater. And we all saw a lot of these movies. They had double features back in those days where you'd see two movies. And here's another side note about the Art Theater. Years later, when I was in high school, my high school sweetheart at the time, Ellen, I won't tell you her last name, but she actually worked in the little box in front selling tickets. So I used to get to watch free movies, go up in the projection area, sneak some free popcorn and whatnot at the Art Theater, which was a lot of fun. Okay, again on the corner of Topanga Canyon, Ventura Boulevard. Actually looking west. Now that building, it says Amazon Go. That wasn't there. That was a gas station years ago, if I remember correctly. And then as we pan over here, that little blue awning where it says urgent care, it says SoCal Vet. That was definitely a veterinarian when I was growing up. The building is still the exact same building, and we would take our pets there, and it's still a veterinarian, which is kind of cool. But now we're looking up south on Topanga Canyon at Ventura Boulevard. See the sign? You can see it with my glasses on. That's Ventura and Topanga Canyon. But there's the Ventura Freeway. Right there, you can actually see the sign. Ventura Freeway. And we're going to head now north. You can see the sign here. North on the Ventura, or on Topanga. And a lot of changes down this way. So stick with me. Okay, back in the car, coming up on Ventura Freeway. Let's see, going right, it's heading east, and west is to the left. But over here on the right, by the way, right off the freeway, where this structure was, used to be a bank here. And where the bank was, there was a big open parking lot in there, and they used to have set up on the weekends, like local painters and artists would set up right in this area right there. So, okay, just made the U-turn, actually on Burbank Street. Here's the freeway north. And right over here to my right is a bunch of condos. Well, those condos were cornfields when I was growing up. And over there is a Denny's, which has been here forever, as long as I remember. And a gas station, which has been here as long as I remember. And so we're going to turn right, heading north again. And again, all these, this whole area was cornfields. There wasn't any condos here on the right. There's nothing here on the left. I think there was just empty lots here, vacant. There wasn't the cornfields on this side, but over on this side, cornfields. And we're coming up on Warner Center Park. All of this is called Warner Center now. Warner Center Park was not here as a young lad, but what I do remember coming up here, just past the Marriott Hotel, which all of these buildings were not here again when I was growing up. There were cornfields everywhere, as far as your eye could see. But we have the Promenade Mall up here, which is being torn down, and I believe the Rams football team has purchased this piece of property, and I keep hearing rumors about a stadium or something being built here. So I'm not sure about that, but maybe somebody can enlighten me on that deal as well. But it used to be a Robinson's, a Nordstrom, a May Company, well, not a May Company, Saks Fifth Avenue. As you can see, we'll just pull in here real quick. It's called the Promenade Mall. Actually, it was a very nice mall, and now it's just nothing. I remember this side was, you'd walk in here and it was a Nordstrom. And again, from what I believe, all this is being torn down to make room for a stadium or something like that. And I think there's a post office over here now or something. Yeah, there's still over here in the corner, there's a restaurant and whatnot. So I'm not sure when all of that is gonna have to be torn down as well. And the back side of the promenade, there was a Saks Fifth Avenue right here. I actually worked there for a little while in the boys and men's department. I had to wear a suit and tie every day. Kind of one quick funny story over there. I was on my way to work and ran out to my car, slipped and fell with my shoes, slippery dress shoes, and ripped open my nice pants. Showed up at work at Saks with a hole in my knee and blood hanging out. And they let me go upstairs to the tailor department, where the tailors actually sewed up my pants really nicely, and I got to fix up my knee, and I was back selling clothes. Only worked there for about, I don't know, 9 months maybe. This is Owensmouth Drive, which parallels Topanga. And it looks like there's a bunch of homeless structures here now, which is really sad. The valley never had this, except that one homeless guy I was telling you about up in Topanga and Mulholland area. Very sad, but this is the Promenade Mall. It's going away. And again, I heard that the Rams or something, they're going to build some sort of stadium or something here, but maybe not. So anyway, we're going to get back to Topanga Canyon. Okay, coming back to Topanga Canyon, going to head north again. Now, this area has changed a lot. There was nothing, I do remember the car dealerships being here. And somewhere like right up here, right before the mall, or somewhere in this little area, there was a Christmas tree lot every year where they actually had live reindeer. And it was the only Christmas tree lot in town. We'd all buy our Christmas trees there. I think it was a Stu Miller's Christmas tree lot. Where that Office Depot was, or the Amazon Fresh, that was a Toys R Us for many, many years. I'm going to pull in this parking lot because, again, there was nothing over here at all. This was all cornfields. And now it's this big shopping area with an REI here. Then you go on the back side, there's all these little shops and things through here. But this was not here. This is fairly new, I'm saying, in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, maybe 15 years. Although this was built maybe a little bit longer. But again, I'm going back into the 60s, 70s here with my comments. Okay, looking across the street. Amazon Fresh used to be Toys R Us. There was an Office Depot where the Citibank is. See's Candy is still there. Right here with this big white building. I think those are apartment buildings now. Kind of high end. There's a big shoe store over here. And, oh, Tower Records used to be here. Used to be a Tower Records on the corner inside there. That was a really big Tower Records where, you know, as we all know, you can get videos and records and all sorts of other kind of fun stuff. But that is obviously long gone. And on this side again, this area here, there used to be a miniature golf course, believe it or not. Miniature golf course. Right on the other side is a Costco over there. But we had a miniature golf course. There were trampolines behind the miniature golf course. There was a driving range on the back side and a little golf shop over there, which was over here. Kind of in this area over here was a big slide. And so it was kind of a fun area for us kids to come down, play miniature golf, jump on the trampolines, which were crazy back then. That I think about it, they had holes dug in the ground and the trampolines were kind of above these holes, and I remember just jumping like crazy over there. I'm sure their liability killed them. And right on the corner here, coming up on the other side of this signal, down at the next signal, which is Victory Boulevard, was the Topanga Twin movie theater right on the corner of Topanga and Victory, which we're going to get to next. And I'm going to finish with the Topanga Plaza area. And so again, anybody subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do more videos. I kind of stopped for a while. I broke my wrist on one of my last videos where I was doing my skating in the valley video, and it put me out of commission for a long time and just kind of stopped doing it. But anyway, I'm going to try to do more if I can. But, it's the Topanga, they call it the Topanga Westfield Mall. It used to be we called it the Topanga Plaza. So I'm going to go in there. The phone has run out of storage a few times. I've had to delete some things. There's a Costco here now, again, where that Summer House restaurant, and there was Black Angus, I remember, back in here, restaurant, and this whole area has changed like really dramatically. But here we're pulling into the Topanga Mall area, which is the Nordstrom actually moved from the other mall over here now. Okay, we're at the Westfield Topanga, which used to be the Topanga Plaza, right at the corner of Victory Boulevard and Topanga Canyon. Again, right over here at Crate and Barrel was the Topanga Twin movie theater. Big slide, golf course, the whole deal over there. This whole area has changed really dramatically. And if we turn around over here, the mall has changed dramatically as well. Right where the AMC is, it used to be a Broadway, I think, was the building you'd see, and a May Company. There was a Montgomery Ward on the other side. We actually had a Montgomery Ward service center over here too, that was kind of in the parking lot area where you could get tires and get your car fixed. That building on the back side that says Nordstrom, that was not there. But this was the Topanga Plaza. All us kids used to come down here. There was an ice skating rink inside. I played hockey in there when I was young on the Topanga hockey team. I'm sure many of you did the same thing and skated out there. We would go out there every Friday night and skate, and it was just a blast. There was a big food court in the middle, and a lot of cool shops to go into. This was like the hangout here during the late 60s or mid 60s to, I don't know, late 80s. I mean, there was kids coming here up until that time. I'm not sure how crazy it is now. I did hear recently this area, some smash and grab, or a bunch of teens came in here and started to steal. And I think it's that Nordstrom over there. They just walked in and stole all sorts of stuff. I almost said the S-H-I-T word. But they did, which is really sad out in Woodland Hills, because this is such a great area. But as we pan over here, looking north again, remember right where the Shake Shack, that used to be a Carl's Jr. restaurant. This gas station has been here as long as I can remember. Not sure what was in some of these other shops, but this is as far as I'm going today on my Do You Remember Back When videos. San Fernando Valley Dude is here, and reliving some of the good old days. So again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my music page at ERN Music. You can hear all the songs and things I produce over the years. It says ERN Music, Nordskog Records, Nordskog Records. And I have a YouTube channel there where I do tributes to many great artists that have passed away, where I do all the music and all the singing and play all the instruments and put a little video together. So check that out if you can. But again, the Topanga Mall completely changed. Inside it's completely different. But this is the area, and I'll find a picture online of this. And this whole area, this corner has changed dramatically. But still the little houses over there haven't changed, they're still there. But from this side down, over here, big difference. So signing off today, San Fernando Valley Dude. Take care everybody. See you next time.